Electrical signs must be listed and labeled with a nationally recognized testing laboratory, such as UL. The listing must cover the specific construction of the sign, including its components, materials, and electrical wiring. The National Electrical Code does not require sign shops to be UL certified. However, manufacturers of electrical signs must have their products listed with a nationally recognized testing laboratory. If a sign is not manufactured by a UL-listed company, it may be listed by a third-party certification organization accredited by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. This certification would ensure that the sign meets the same safety standards as UL-listed signs. For the safety and liability of your jurisdiction, it is recommended that you require a UL listing. All electrical signs, including enclosures and electrical components, must be UL listed. Sign companies must provide you with the appropriate UL listing documents for the specific signs they are installing. Regularly inspect sign installations to verify compliance with UL listings and National Electrical Code requirements. Consider requiring additional certifications or licenses if sign companies are also performing electrical work. Train your inspectors on the specific requirements for electrical signs. Consult with local fire prevention authorities to ensure coordination on sign inspections. In more detail, let's break down the requirements for electrical signs, shop certifications, third-party certifications, best practices, and inspections. Electrical signs are governed by Article 600.3 of the National Electrical Code. This section is very clear, stating that electrical signs must be listed and labeled by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. This is an important requirement. It ensures that the sign has been tested and meets specific safety standards. The listing covers not just the sign as a whole, but also its individual components. This includes the materials used in construction, the electrical wiring within the sign, and any other relevant parts. The purpose of this listing is to ensure that the sign is safe to install and operate. It helps to prevent electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards that can arise from faulty electrical equipment. A nationally recognized testing laboratory, or NRTL, is an independent organization that tests products for safety and performance. UL is one of the most well-known nationally recognized testing laboratories in the United States. Others include Intertek ETL Semco, CSA Group, and TÜV Rheinland. These organizations have the expertise and equipment to thoroughly test electrical signs and other electrical equipment. They evaluate the design, construction, and performance of the sign to ensure that it meets the applicable safety standards. If a sign passes the testing, the nationally recognized testing laboratory will list and label it. This means that the sign will bear the nationally recognized testing laboratory's mark, indicating that it has been certified to meet the required safety standards. This mark provides assurance to the jurisdiction and the end user that the sign is safe to use. Moving on to shop certification, the National Electrical Code does not require sign shops to be UL certified. This means that a sign shop does not need to obtain a specific certification from UL in order to manufacture electrical signs. However, it is important to note that the manufacturers of electrical signs must still have their products listed with a nationally recognized testing laboratory. This means that even if the sign shop itself is not UL certified, the signs they produce must still be tested and certified by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. This requirement ensures that all electrical signs, regardless of where they are manufactured, meet the same safety standards. The distinction is that the sign shop is not required to have a blanket certification for its entire operation, but each individual sign model they produce must be listed. Now, let's consider third-party certification. If a sign is not manufactured by a UL-listed company, it can still be listed by a third-party certification organization accredited by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. This provides an alternative pathway for sign manufacturers to get their products certified. A third-party certification organization is an independent organization that is not affiliated with UL or any other nationally recognized testing laboratory. However, these organizations must be accredited by a nationally recognized testing laboratory in order to be recognized as a valid certification body. This accreditation ensures that the third-party certification organization has the expertise and equipment to properly test and certify electrical signs. When a third-party certification organization lists a sign, it means that the sign has been tested and meets the same safety standards as UL-listed signs. This provides assurance to the jurisdiction and the end user that the sign is safe to use, even though it was not manufactured by a UL-listed company. In terms of best practices, it is highly recommended that the jurisdiction requires UL listing for all electrical signs, including enclosures and electrical components. This is the most straightforward way to ensure that all signs meet the required safety standards. By requiring UL listing, the jurisdiction can avoid the complexities of dealing with third-party certifications and ensure that all signs have been tested and certified by a reputable organization. This simplifies the enforcement process and provides a consistent standard for sign safety. To further ensure compliance, it is important to require sign companies to provide the appropriate UL listing documents for the specific signs they are installing. These documents serve as proof that the sign has been tested and certified by UL. The UL listing documents typically include information such as the sign's model number, the applicable safety standards, and the date of certification. By requiring these documents, the jurisdiction can verify that the sign is actually UL listed and that it meets the required safety standards. This helps to prevent the installation of non-compliant signs and ensures that all signs are safe to use. Inspections are also a critical component of ensuring sign safety. It is recommended to regularly inspect sign installations to verify compliance with UL listings and National Electrical Code requirements. These inspections should be conducted by qualified inspectors who are familiar with the requirements for electrical signs. During the inspections, the inspector should verify that the sign is properly installed, that all electrical connections are secure, and that the sign meets all applicable safety standards. If any violations are found, the inspector should issue a notice of violation and require the sign company to correct the problem. Regular inspections help to identify and correct potential safety hazards before they can cause an accident. In addition to the core requirements discussed above, there are some additional considerations that the jurisdiction should keep in mind. Firstly, consider requiring additional certifications or licenses if sign companies are also performing electrical work. In many cases, sign companies not only install the signs, but also perform the electrical work required to connect the signs to the power supply. This electrical work can be hazardous if it is not performed properly. To ensure that the electrical work is performed safely, the jurisdiction may want to require sign companies to obtain additional certifications or licenses. This could include requiring them to be licensed electricians or to have specific certifications related to electrical sign installation. Secondly, it's important to train your inspectors on the specific requirements for electrical signs. Electrical signs have unique requirements that are not always covered in general electrical training. To ensure that inspectors are able to properly inspect electrical signs, they should receive specific training on the applicable codes and standards. This training should cover topics such as UL listing requirements, wiring methods, grounding requirements, and overcurrent protection. Trained inspectors are better equipped to identify potential safety hazards and ensure that electrical signs are installed in accordance with the code. Thirdly, it is recommended to consult with local fire prevention authorities to ensure coordination on sign inspections. Electrical signs can pose a fire hazard if they are not properly installed or maintained. To ensure that electrical signs do not pose a fire hazard, it is important to coordinate with local fire prevention authorities. This could involve having the fire department review sign installation plans or conducting joint inspections of sign installations. By working together, the jurisdiction and the fire department can ensure that electrical signs are installed and maintained in a safe manner. To summarize the key points, electrical signs must be listed and labeled by a nationally recognized testing laboratory such as UL. The National Electrical Code does not require sign shops to be UL certified, but the signs they produce must be listed. Third-party certifications are acceptable if the organization is accredited by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. It is recommended to require UL listing for all electrical signs and to verify compliance through inspections. Additional considerations include requiring additional certifications for electrical work, training inspectors, and coordinating with fire prevention authorities. By following these guidelines, the jurisdiction can ensure that electrical signs are installed and maintained in a safe manner, protecting the public from potential hazards. It's also worth delving deeper into the specific aspects of the UL listing process and the types of tests that electrical signs undergo. Understanding this process can provide further confidence in the safety and reliability of UL-listed signs. The UL listing process typically begins with the sign manufacturer submitting a sample of their sign to UL for testing. UL engineers will then review the design and construction of the sign to ensure that it meets the applicable safety standards. This includes examining the materials used, the wiring methods, the grounding system, and the overcurrent protection. The sign will then undergo a series of tests to evaluate its performance under various conditions. These tests may include electrical safety tests, such as a high-voltage test to ensure that the insulation is adequate, and a leakage current test to ensure that there is no dangerous current leakage. The sign may also undergo environmental tests, such as a temperature test to ensure that it can withstand high temperatures, and a humidity test to ensure that it can withstand high humidity levels. UL also conducts a rain test, and some even use salt spray to test that no corrosion appears. The sign may also be subjected to mechanical tests, such as a vibration test to ensure that it can withstand vibrations, and an impact test to ensure that it can withstand impacts. If the sign passes all of the tests, UL will list and label it. This means that the sign will bear the UL mark, indicating that it has been certified to meet the required safety standard. UL also conducts periodic follow-up inspections of the sign manufacturer's facility to ensure that they are continuing to produce signs that meet the UL requirements. These follow-up inspections help to maintain the integrity of the UL listing and ensure that the signs remain safe over time. Furthermore, it's beneficial to understand the common types of electrical sign failures and how UL listing helps to prevent them. Electrical signs can fail for a variety of reasons, including faulty components, improper wiring, water damage, and vandalism. These failures can lead to electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards. UL listing helps to prevent these failures by ensuring that the sign is designed and constructed to withstand these potential problems. For example, UL-listed signs are typically made with high-quality components that are designed to last. They are also wired in accordance with the National Electrical Code, which helps to prevent electrical shocks and fires. UL-listed signs are also typically designed to be water-resistant, which helps to prevent water damage. UL listing also includes requirements for overcurrent protection, which helps to prevent damage from electrical surges. In addition to these design and construction requirements, UL listing also includes requirements for installation and maintenance. These requirements help to ensure that the sign is properly installed and maintained, which can further reduce the risk of failure. By understanding the common types of electrical sign failures and how UL listing helps to prevent them, the jurisdiction can better appreciate the importance of requiring UL listing for all electrical signs. Finally, consider the long-term benefits of requiring UL listing for electrical signs. While requiring UL listing may seem like an added expense, it can actually save the jurisdiction money in the long run. UL-listed signs are typically more durable and reliable than non-UL-listed signs, which means that they will last longer and require less maintenance. This can save the jurisdiction money on replacement and repair costs. UL listing can also help to reduce the risk of electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards. This can save the jurisdiction money on insurance costs and liability claims. In addition to these financial benefits, UL listing can also improve the jurisdiction's reputation. By requiring UL listing, the jurisdiction is demonstrating its commitment to safety and quality. This can attract businesses and residents who value safety and quality. Overall, the long-term benefits of requiring UL listing for electrical signs outweigh the costs. By requiring UL listing, the jurisdiction can protect the public, save money, and improve its reputation. It is also prudent to train and equip the inspectors of the jurisdiction to handle the load that comes with enforcing and checking for compliancy with the UL listing requirements of electrical signs.